Well, welcome back to Pack 2, and the power continues with Mana Vault and Moat. I do love a Moat, but I don't think this is the deck for it. There's also Force of Will and Tamiyo, which is worth considering. Tamiyo I do love, it's one of the better Planeswalkers in Cube. But I know if I take it here, Alex is just going to comment on my video, stop overvaluing Planeswalkers. But have you played with Tamiyo? Seriously. Damn, that card's good. In all seriousness, I think it is Mana Vault here. It's by far the best card in the pack. In the abstract. It's playable in almost any sort of deck because it enables... Just frequently when you have this in your deck, your sickest starts, your sick stories about your deck and go, well, I had turn 2 Mana Vault into Silverheart. Or whatever. Yeah. Turn 2 Willfare Silverheart. Turn 3, I need some 3 drops. Turn 3 Time Walk into something paired with Silverheart. I've got no creatures to pair with that guy. Ugh, that's horrible. But speaking of things that aren't horrible, now all we need is Ancestral, and we've got the 3 most powerful blue cards in the cube. Please post in comments all the other more powerful cube cards in blue, but for now we're going to take Mana Drain and be extremely happy. This card, if you've never played with it, it's Counterspell with an advantage, Not convinced by that art, it's a bit abstract. I mean, I know the original art was pretty abstract, but, that's probably better than the original, but it's not hard to top that. Maybe we'll wheel Sower or Remand, or take a Steam Vents probably. Or Electrolyze actually if we do end up kind of blue and red. Electrolyze and Prophetic Bolt are the 2 best cards for that. But no, Mana Drain, sick. Probably going to hide this journey. But, I can see running white over red. It wouldn't take much to push me in that direction at this point. In the meantime, though, we'll just keep taking sweet blue cards. This is a control magic, easily. This card not quite as good as Treachery, which untaps all 5 lands. Just a really cheap way to grab their best dude. They're like, slam, turn 2, Kozilek. I'm like, yeah, that is a nice turn 2 Kozilek. I'm not sure there's a way to turn 2 a Kozilek in the cube. There almost certainly is, like, ramp into Sneak Attack, or ramp into Show and Tell, or something like that. Yeah, he shows and tells Kozilek, I show and tell Silverheart, steal his Kozilek. I can't then pair it to my Silverheart. That plays horrible. Not a lot else here for us in this pack. That I can see. I mean, there's like a Viper which could wheel, but past that, I'm not too upset. There's Delver, goes well with our Mystical Tutor. Flip Delver off Time Walk. Sounds sweet. There's Strip Mine, which will be great with the Crucible of Worlds we didn't take. In other news, there's a Llanowar Elves, which wouldn't be too bad with us. Doesn't like Llanowar Elves, but there's also a Tiger. Tiger's going to help us splash that Prophetic Bolt and the Electrolyze if it wheels. Don't particularly need Impulse, especially if I'm picking up a way to splash Prophetic Bolts. Makes Wooded Foothills that much better. Wooded Foothills can now fetch anything. Yeah, with this we don't really need to even... It's barely even a disadvantage to be running the Prophetic Bolt or the Electrolyze. Don't need a Strip Mine or an Impulse, so I'm just going to put Tiger in our pool and not be unhappy. Perhaps taking a little bit much fixing this time around, but not really a problem. We've got past so many sweet blue cards this pack. This, Nether Void, I've never seen actually in play in a real cube game, and it intrigues me. I suppose it's like a black aggressive deck where you've played out a load of threats. It works like an Armageddon. I don't know. Here I suppose we'll just take either Flooded Strand or Windswept Heath. Haven't decided which yet. So Windswept Heath, Flooded Strand lets us get Trop. That's it. Windswept Heath lets us get Trop and Tiger. So Heath it is. Beast Within is kind of... It's a bit like the Chaos Warp, really. It's technically a Vindicate, but it's not really a Vindicate. And since actual Vindicators in the cube, you don't be messing around with that shit. You're proper Vindicates. Speaking of Vindicates, there's Maelstrom Pulse in this pack. But we've got no black for it. Let's try not to be 5-colour as best we can. There's also Lotus Bloom, Lion's Eye Diamond, Stomping Ground. We already have the Tiger and Into the Royal. So I think this boils down to Royal versus Bloom. I I do like Bloom quite a bit, but I don't think this is the deck for it. Whereas Into the Royal is, because it's kind of a green, blue, red tempos deck, I think Into the Royal is going to work as it's a great little cube tempo card, really. There's not a ton of bounce in the cube. People don't often see it coming. For just 7 mana, I can use Journey and Into the Royal to exile something permanently. That is the kind of sweet deck we're talking about here. So there's Lightning Bolt, there's also Breeding Pool, but we've already got Trop. See, this is the thing. We don't need to take the shocks, because we've got the duel. There's Slaughter Pact, which we're not going to play. I think it boils down to kind of Bolt, Maze of Ith, and Naturalize. I mean, Ith's actually a fine kind of... It's a spell, it's not a land, it doesn't make mana. It's a spell that takes up a land drop. But I think it's going to be better than Lightning Bolt. Certainly we don't need a Lightning Bolt type effect. Whereas Maze of Ith, it's kind of sneaky, helps against mono red quite a lot, and against that kind of aggressive beats deck. Rift Bolt, Scrubland, I think it's called the Herd, is a bit of an odd pick. I don't like Aeon Chronicler. I've been beaten by Aeon Chronicler, been beaten by it plenty, but I don't like it. It's kind of a 5-drop, comes down the following turn, then has kind of haste, and is a 6/6. So yeah, it's terrible. And it also replaces itself by drawing you a card. Maybe Aeon Chronicler is good. Still, so many decks, make 3/3 on turn 3, make 3/3 on turn 4, win the game. This is precisely the deck in which I like to call the Herd. Because we're not really a green ramp deck, we haven't got the ramp, but we're not really a control deck. We're a terrible deck. Don't really like Nostalgic Dream. Tamiyo didn't wheel. Looks like I'm not the only one who overvalues Planeswalkers. God, this deck needs a Planeswalker. I could use like a good Garruk, like 5-drop Garruk, or 3-drop Jace maybe. 3-drop Jace isn't great. Here I'm just cack the Monolith and be not unhappy about it. Not sure about Etched Oracle right now in this deck. You really need a way to get 4 or 5 counters onto it to make that card good. I think I'll take a Remand. No, Electrolyze. Electrolyze did wheel. So Remand, Electrolyze, there's also Steam Vents. I think I'll be fine on the fixing front. See, that's what I mean. We don't need to grab the Steam Vents to try and play a Prophetic Bolt. We can just grab an Electrolyze or a Remand. And since we've got Mana Drain at 2, I think I'm going to cack Electrolyze here. Card's good. Card's a card I like. Happy? So we've got a couple of good counter spells. Time Walk. That's what I mean about Time Walk. You want to be making some plays. You know, good plays. I think I'm just going to take the Flint Hoof Ball. Certainly don't want a Flame Tongue Cavu. I'm not really red enough. Or a Metal Worker. Yeah, probably won't play the ball. But, you know, attacking for 3 on turn 3 is pretty much what this is about. You know, then play a Call to Herd. Sure, I guess we'll take Wildfire. Wildfire's fairly undervalued in cube. The card can be really good. It's one of the first cards I ever played was actually Wildfire back in the days of 9th edition dual decks. Had no idea the card was really any good at all, or kind of cubable. I certainly played it wrong more than once. Sure, don't think this is a Lion's Eye Diamond deck somehow. We can want Lion's Eye Diamond to untap up a Salt Monolith during our upkeep. Sick. That is literally the only use we have in this deck for Lion's Eye Diamond. We'll be back.